Here's something that might surprise you. There's a secret waiting area at almost every major airport that most travelers over 60 walk right past without even knowing they could be inside. I'm talking about airport lounges, and before you tell me those are only for business executives and first-class flyers, let me stop you right there. That used to be true, but in 2026, the game has completely changed. I'm Liam, the Terminal Traveler. I've been a travel advisor for nearly 13 years now, and I absolutely love working with my senior clients. You bring the best stories, the sharpest questions, and honestly, you deserve to travel with more comfort and less stress than anyone else. That's exactly why I'm making this video today, because I've watched too many of you suffer through uncomfortable airport waits when there's a solution sitting just around the corner. The lounge world has opened up in ways that would shock you, and I'm going to show you exactly how to get inside without spending a fortune or holding some exclusive status. Now I want you to picture something with me for a moment. You've just cleared security at the airport. Your flight leaves in 2.5 hours. You look around and see rows of those hard plastic chairs bolted to the floor. Families are sprawling across entire sections. Someone's eating fast food that smells overwhelming. The gate announcements are blaring every few minutes. You need to use the restroom, but there's a line snaking out the door. Your lower back is already sending you warning signals. You think about grabbing something to eat, but that means standing in another line at an overpriced restaurant, and then you'll need to find somewhere to sit all over again. By the time you board your flight, you're drained before you've even left the ground. Now imagine this instead. You walk down a quieter hallway and step into a carpeted room with soft lighting. There are cushioned chairs and small couches scattered throughout. Soft music plays in the background. There's a buffet spread with fresh fruit, sandwiches, salads, and hot options. Coffee, tea, juice, and other beverages are complimentary. The bathrooms are spotless, private, and there's never a wait. You can charge your phone at your seat without searching for an outlet. Some spaces even have recliners, showers, or quiet nap areas. You settle in with a cup of coffee and a comfortable seat, and when your flight is called, you walk to the gate feeling refreshed instead of exhausted. That second scenario isn't a fantasy. It's called an airport lounge, and getting access is easier than you think. Let me break down the most straightforward path first, which is through credit cards. Yes, I know that sounds like it's going to be expensive, but stay with me because there are options at every budget level. Several travel credit cards now include airport lounge access as a standard benefit, and the landscape just shifted dramatically at the beginning of February this year. What that means is you need current information, not something you read 3 years ago. The biggest network you need to know about is called Priority Pass. This program gives you access to more than 1,800 lounges in over 600 cities across 146 countries. Think about that for a second. Whether you're flying out of Minneapolis or landing in Rome, there's likely a Priority Pass lounge available to you. Many credit cards offer complimentary Priority Pass memberships, but here's the critical part. Not every Priority Pass membership works the same way. Some give you unlimited visits, others limit you to a set number per year, some let you bring guests at no charge, others hit you with a fee of $35 per guest. You need to understand what your specific card offers. The American Express Platinum card is one of the most complete options available. Yes, it carries an annual fee of $895, and I can hear some of you gasping at that number. But hear me out. This card doesn't just give you Priority Pass access, it also gets you into American Express Centurion lounges, which are genuinely among the finest lounges in the United States. You receive 10 visits per year to Delta Sky Clubs when you're flying Delta. You can bring 2 guests with you at Priority Pass locations. For someone who travels even a moderate amount, the math can absolutely work in your favor when you factor in the card's travel credits and other perks. I'm not saying everyone should run out and get this card, but for frequent travelers, it's worth running the numbers. The Chase Sapphire Reserve is another strong contender with a $795 annual fee. This one gives you Priority Pass Select membership with unlimited visits for you and up to 2 guests. You also gain access to the newer Chase Sapphire lounges, which are currently open at airports like New York JFK and Boston Logan, with more locations launching throughout 2026. The quality of these lounges is exceptional, and if you're near one of these airports, that's a significant benefit. Now, not everyone wants to commit $700 or $800 annually, even with benefits attached. I completely understand that. If you're looking for an entry-level option without a massive commitment, check out the US Bank Altitude Connect Visa Signature Card. This card has no annual fee and includes 4 Priority Pass visits per year. If you take 2 round-trip flights annually and want lounge access on each leg, this card gives you exactly that without any ongoing cost. It's a way to test the waters and see if lounge access is something you value. Have any of you tried this card yet? I'd love to hear your experience in the comments below. Here's where things get interesting, and this is information that most senior travelers have no idea about. If you experience a significant flight delay, some airline customer service representatives have the authority to issue courtesy lounge passes. This isn't advertised anywhere. It's not guaranteed, but I've seen it happen more times than I can count over my years in this industry. If your flight gets delayed by 3 or more hours, and you approach the airline's main customer service desk, not the gate agent but the main service desk, and you politely explain that you're a senior traveler and that the extended wait in the terminal is causing you physical discomfort. There's a genuine chance they'll give you a lounge pass. The key here is being polite, being specific about your situation, and asking at the right place. Gate agents typically don't have this kind of authority. Customer service desk representatives do. Let me share a quick story that stuck with me. A few years back, I was helping a client named Margaret who was traveling to visit her new granddaughter. Her connecting flight got delayed by nearly 5 hours due to mechanical issues. Margaret was 76 at the time and dealing with arthritis in her knees. She was sitting at the gate looking miserable. I walked with her to the customer service desk and calmly explained the situation. The representative looked at Margaret, saw how uncomfortable she was, and printed out a lounge pass without hesitation. Margaret spent those 5 hours in a comfortable chair with food and drinks instead of suffering in a hard plastic seat. That pass didn't cost the airline anything because the lounge had space, but it made all the difference to her. Don't be afraid to ask. The worst they can say is no, and you're no worse off than before. Now let me address a question I get constantly. Do any lounges offer specific discounts for seniors? The answer is yes, but it's limited and location dependent. In the UK and Europe, some Aspire and Swissport lounges offer up to 10% off for travelers over 65 when you pre-book online. You select the senior rate during the booking process, and the discount applies automatically. In the United States, senior-specific lounge discounts are much rarer. However, some membership programs offer age-based benefits indirectly. Air France has a senior pass for travelers 65 and older that costs €49 annually and provides up to 30% off flights to certain destinations, along with one free checked bag and lounge access on qualifying routes within their network. It's not valid on flights to the US, but if you're planning European travel, it's worth looking into. Another option that's gained serious traction recently is delay protection programs like Travel Zoo Club. This service offers free lounge access when your flight is delayed by at least 1 hour. You register your flight in advance through their website, and if it gets delayed, you automatically receive a digital pass for lounge access. The service is included with Travel Zoo Club membership, which costs a small annual fee, and you can register up to 3 travel companions. Similar services include Instapass, which works the same way and provides access to the Lounge Key network of over 1,600 lounges worldwide if your flight meets the delay threshold. For anyone who's experienced multiple delays, these programs can pay for themselves in a single trip. Let's talk about a method that requires no credit card, no payment, and no membership, but it does require understanding the rules. If you're flying internationally in business or first class, or if you have elite status with an airline, you already have lounge access included. Many seniors don't realize that achieving airline elite status is more accessible than it sounds, especially if you focus your travel on one airline. For example, American Airlines Gold status, which grants Admirals Club access when flying internationally, requires 40,000 loyalty points or 30 flight segments per year. If you're retired and traveling for leisure several times a year, booking strategically can get you there. It's not an overnight thing, but it's achievable with planning. Additionally, if you're a veteran or active military, several lounges offer free access, and this is a benefit you've earned. United Clubs provide complimentary access to active duty U.S. military personnel. American Airlines Admirals Clubs offer free access to uniformed military members flying American. USO lounges, which aren't traditional airport lounges but provide comfortable spaces with snacks and amenities, are free for all active duty service members and their families at numerous airports. If you served our country, these benefits are yours by right. Use them without hesitation. Here's something crucial that you need to understand about how lounges actually function, because knowing this helps you navigate the system far more effectively. Not all lounges are created equal. Priority Pass lounges vary dramatically in quality. Some are outstanding, with hot meals, premium drinks, and spacious seating. Others are basically a small room with packaged snacks and soft drinks. Before you visit a Priority Pass location, check the reviews on the Priority Pass app or website. Other travelers rate and review each lounge, and you'll quickly see which ones are worth your time and which ones you should skip. Bank-branded lounges, meaning Capital One lounges, Chase Sapphire lounges, and American Express Centurion lounges, are generally much higher quality than the average Priority Pass location. They're larger, better designed, and offer superior food and beverage options. If you have access to one of these through your credit card, prioritize them over standard Priority Pass lounges every single time. Airline-specific lounges also vary. Delta Sky Clubs are generally well regarded but can get packed. United Clubs are solid without being extravagant. American's Admirals Clubs are decent, but many are older and showing their age. The absolute top-tier airline lounges in the US are the American Airlines flagship First lounges, but these are only accessible if you're flying internationally in first class or are a concierge key member, which is invitation-only based on spending. Now let's address capacity issues. Because this has become a real challenge in 2026, lounges are more crowded than ever before. Credit card companies issued millions of cards with lounge access over the past few years, and the result is that lounges are frequently at capacity. Priority Pass members in particular are sometimes turned away because the lounge is full with the airline's own passengers. This is exactly why you're seeing those policy changes I mentioned earlier. Banks like Capital One started charging for guests and authorized users because their lounges were overwhelmed with visitors. What does this mean for you practically? First, arrive early. Don't wait until 30 minutes before boarding to try entering a lounge. Get there with plenty of time. Second, if you're turned away from one lounge due to capacity, check if there are other lounges in the same terminal that you can access. Many airports have multiple Priority Pass locations. Third, consider visiting during off-peak times. Early morning and late evening tend to be less crowded than midday. Strategic timing can make all the difference. Let me give you a realistic action plan based on your travel frequency, because one size definitely does not fit all. If you fly fewer than 4 times per year, don't get an annual credit card with a high fee just for lounge access. Instead, purchase day passes when you want them, or use a no annual fee card like the US Bank Altitude Connect that gives you a few visits per year. The math just doesn't work on an expensive card if you're only flying occasionally. If you fly 4 to 8 times per year, a mid-tier card like the Capital One Venture X or Chase Sapphire Reserve starts making real sense, especially if you travel solo. The benefits begin to outweigh the costs. If you fly more than 8 times per year, seriously consider a premium card like the American Express Platinum. When you factor in saved food costs, productive time, and the sheer comfort benefit, the math absolutely works in your favor. Another often overlooked strategy is simply asking, and I cannot emphasize this enough. Airlines have more flexibility than most travelers realize. If you're at the airport and you see a lounge, walk up to the desk and ask if they're accepting walk-ins or if they have any promotional rates. Some independent lounges run promotions where they offer discounted access during slow periods. I've personally seen lounges that normally charge $70 offer entry for $40 on a quiet Tuesday afternoon when they had plenty of open capacity. You'll never know unless you ask. Similarly, if you're a frequent flyer with an airline but don't have elite status, call their customer service line and ask if they offer any senior traveler benefits or loyalty perks that might include lounge passes. Some airlines have unpublished benefits for long-time customers, especially those over a certain age. The worst they can say is no, and you're exactly where you started. Here's something that matters specifically for travelers over 60, and this is where lounge access shifts from nice to have to genuinely important. Lounges offer a safe, comfortable place to wait if you have mobility challenges or medical needs. If you have diabetes and need to eat at specific times, lounges provide reliable food options. If you take medication that makes you sensitive to temperature extremes, lounges are climate-controlled year-round. If you have back problems or joint pain, lounge seating is infinitely more comfortable than gate seating, and you can actually stretch out. If you need to use the bathroom frequently, lounge bathrooms are always nearby and never have long lines. These aren't luxuries when you're managing health conditions. They're practical necessities that make travel feasible and dignified. Let me also address etiquette and expectations, because some people worry about feeling out of place in a lounge. You don't need to dress up. You don't need to act a certain way. Lounges welcome travelers in all forms, from business suits to comfortable travel clothes. The only real rules are that you need a same-day boarding pass. You need to present your lounge access credential, whether that's a membership card, credit card, or day pass. And you need to respect other guests by not taking phone calls on speaker or playing videos without headphones. That's genuinely it. You belong there just as much as anyone else, and don't let anyone make you feel otherwise. Some lounges have specific amenities that are especially valuable for senior travelers. Showers are available in many international lounges and some domestic ones, which is an absolute blessing on long travel days. Quiet rooms or nap pods are increasingly common. Some lounges have designated wellness areas with massage chairs. Many offer newspapers, magazines, and books. If you're traveling with prescription medications that need refrigeration, lounge staff can sometimes accommodate storage requests. Though this varies by location and isn't guaranteed, it never hurts to ask. One more critical piece of advice that trips people up constantly: if you use a credit card for lounge access, you must activate your membership separately. Just having the card in your wallet isn't enough. American Express will send you information about enrolling in their lounge programs. Chase will direct you to activate your Priority Pass membership. Capital One does the same. This activation step is straightforward, but if you skip it, you won't be able to enter lounges even though you technically have access through your card. Many travelers miss this step and then feel frustrated and embarrassed when they're turned away at the lounge door. Don't let that be you. Activate your membership as soon as you get the card. Looking ahead, the lounge landscape is going to keep evolving throughout 2026 and beyond. More airports are building their own lounge spaces. The new Chase Sapphire lounges are expanding to additional cities. American Express continues investing heavily in Centurion lounges. At the same time, access is tightening because of overcrowding. Guest policies are becoming stricter. Free authorized user access is disappearing. What this means is that the window for generous lounge benefits may not stay open forever. If you've been considering a credit card with lounge access, now is still a reasonable time to secure one before policies potentially tighten even further. For those of you who travel internationally, keep in mind that lounge access rules can differ significantly by country. Priority Pass works worldwide, but the individual lounges have varying guest policies, hours, and amenities. Always check the specific lounge's policies before you visit. Some international lounges have time limits on stays, typically around 3 hours. Others require advance reservations during peak periods. A little research beforehand saves you from surprises at the door. Let me bring this all back to the core message, because it's important. Airport lounge access is not an extravagance for travelers over 60. It's a practical tool that makes travel safer, more comfortable, and more dignified. Whether you access lounges through a credit card, by purchasing day passes, through airline status, or by simply asking during a delay, the benefit is real and measurable. You'll arrive at your destination less exhausted. You'll start your trip in a better frame of mind. You'll have a refuge if something goes wrong with your flight. Air travel is stressful enough as it is. The airports are loud and crowded. The flights are long. Your body doesn't recover from travel the way it did when you were younger, and that's just reality. Anything you can do to reduce that stress and preserve your energy is worth doing. The passengers who advocate for themselves, who know what they're entitled to and ask for it politely, are the ones who consistently have the best travel experiences. That's not entitlement. That's smart traveling. So here's my challenge to you before your next flight. Research which lounges are available at your departure airport. Check if your current credit card offers any lounge access you didn't know about. If it doesn't, decide whether a day pass makes sense for that trip. If you travel regularly, run the numbers on whether a credit card with lounge access would pay for itself. When you're at the airport, don't be afraid to ask questions. Ask at the lounge desk if they have any availability. Ask the customer service agent if there are any options for you. Be polite and see what happens. You might be pleasantly surprised. I genuinely hope this guide has given you a clear path to lounge access in 2026. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I create these videos specifically for travelers like you who want real, actionable information that makes your journeys easier and more enjoyable. Drop a comment below and tell me, have you ever used an airport lounge? What was your experience like? And if you haven't tried one yet, what's been holding you back? I read every single comment, and your questions directly shape the content I create next. Thank you so much for watching, and safe travels out there. I'll see you in the next one.